In for Baccarat, and that goes in! Hugo Baccarat gives Flint City a 3-2. Buckley, the ball falls to Buckley. One-on-one with Etheridge. What a save!
Welcome into the first ever MSN All-State Media Day for girls soccer. Jonathan Turner alongside Dan Stickerett.
Ball comes in, a good head! 1-0! Shot, another save from Etheridge! Rebound, and it goes in the back of the net. The Bulldogs up 1-0! Burzma, but then for Vlasma! 3-0! Stewart Heights with a shot! Upper 90 and in!
Effectively today here on the Michigan Soccer Network, we are launching our new division of player recruitment videos.
Mario Canoe now finds Stock. Stock's got a left-footed banger. He shoots it, and it's in! The Red Hawks equalize! I had a chance to sit down with Gronthik Chatterjee, the president and head coach of the new expansion team of the USL League 2, Union FC Macomb. We had a chance to talk about what this team means to Michigan as well as Macomb County, expectations to the upcoming season, and the logo and how it was created and what it's all about. Gronthik, let's talk about Union FC Macomb and its roots here now in Michigan USL League 2 in the Great Lakes Division. First year ever in history that you guys are doing this. Yep. I'll talk about first off the reason why and what the plans are.
Yeah, John, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share the news and then kind of how it all came about. I think in the last few years we've all seen the rise of soccer in the professional spaces in this country with MLS, USL Championship, USL 1, and just the number of players on the men's and the women's side of the game that are coming out of club soccer, that are going off to play in college, or they've begun their working careers, but they still want to play at a really competitive level. And I think there's a need in that marketplace is going to continue to build out across the next 5 to 10 years. And we wanted to create something for all of these players here in Detroit. The area here in Macomb doesn't have anything that's along that line, so we wanted to work with a league and a platform that we think is already kind of really doing a really good job around the country, has the pathways already in place to professional soccer, on the men's side and on the women's side, and we wanted to be in a platform that had that. When USL 2 really fits that mold. It has, especially here in the Midwest and in Michigan, has had a strong history of teams, really successful teams, player production. From when I say player production, players that are then moving on to play at a higher level in the pro game, and we want to participate in that. We want to bring that to the community here, have something that really rallies the community around this team going forward.
Very cool. So you mentioned obviously USL League 2, the Great Lakes Division. There are a number of really good teams that have been in this division for some time. The Flint City Bucks, well known obviously. They just sent 8 players to the MLS here over the last year. They've done a lot of really great things in the community. How do you, going into a Great Lakes Division with the Flint City Bucks and other teams that have been around for a while, be able to be competitive from day one and stand your ground and be competitive from the first time you step on the pitch?
Yeah. We don't know. We hope, right? We hope that the players that are already showing a great deal of interest, the players that we have signed, will be up for it. But quite a few of these players have already competed at this level, and they've already competed and been successful at this level. So I guess the hammer will fall on me as the coach if we aren't successful, because I do think we have the talent pool. And I think that's going back to your original question, I think that's part of why there's a need for this. There are so many good players that are coming, out of, like I said, out of club soccer, non-club soccer, adult leagues, college programs. There's such a need for this space, right? There's a need for them, because they're going to end up being, some of these boys that could be starting and playing in this league are going to end up being players 20 through 50 in somebody else's team, and they'll never get a chance to play. They'll never get a chance to highlight themselves at this level. So as these programs develop and build out, it just provides more opportunity for these guys. And I think the players that we have, quite a few of them have, are connected in some way to me. Others have no connection. But one thing that I think that they all bring is a high level of aptitude, for the level, and a high level of desire to improve. And that's what we want. We want to help them become better players individually. We want to then have a very successful team. I hope that it'll all come together, but only time will tell. In terms of the badge and what it means and what that will mean for the culture of the club and what we're really trying to build here in these communities, is that Union FC Macomb the idea is for Michigan by Michigan. The idea is that all of the players that are playing for our club are somehow connected to our state and somehow connected to our communities. And that's what we want to represent out on the field. This is a place for the best that Michigan has to offer. Our belief is that Michigan produces such high-level talent that competes at the top level around the country at every level of the youth game, and as we get higher, of the adult game. We have wonderful talent here in Michigan, and we want to be able to showcase that talent to the world. So, our club isn't looking for the very best player from California or the very best player from overseas to come and play in this team. The purpose of this team is to be able to showcase all the talent that Michigan has to offer. So if you are somehow connected to our state, somehow connected to our cities, went to high school here, middle school here, college here, and you've been here, and you're somehow connected to this state, then we're looking at you. If you're out there and you want to be representing our state and our badge, that's who we're looking for, because this is for you, for Michigan by Michigan. And that's what we want to represent at the USL2 level and give all of these young men the opportunity to showcase their talents. Yeah, so how did the name come about, and how did our badge, how did our logo come about? We wanted to show something that really signified the strength that Michigan has and the communities of Michigan and the real grit that I think Detroit and Detroit sports culture has in it. Hence the colors, that kind of toughness. We really wanted to show the toughness and the strength that Detroit had. Hence the black, the silver, the white. These are our colors. I think it represents the kind of grit that Detroit has in its communities, and frankly all of Michigan has in its communities. We went with the name with Union, because we wanted to show that this was a union of all the communities in Detroit. We have a variety of different backgrounds, ethnicities, socioeconomic classes, all these different things. And Union, for me, represents the combination of all of the very best qualities of Detroit. This is what the players are. The players are coming from a variety of these different communities from Detroit. They are representing different parts of Michigan. And this is a union of all that. They've come from different backgrounds, different clubs, different high schools, different colleges, some of them not from club soccer. And this is the union of all of those as well, right? How do we create something that is for this entire community and for all of Michigan, that rises above any of these other rivalries to create new rivalries at the USL2 level? So hence that name. And then, the Sledgehammers, I think, represent the roots here of Michigan and Southeast Michigan and Detroit, in that it is, it's a working class culture. And that's what we want. We want that toughness and that real work ethic represented by the players on the field and represented by the club going forward. And so hence the badge. Yeah, so in terms of the game days for all of our home games, the majority are going to be played at our home stadium at Swinehart. So Swinehart Stadium in Utica, Shelby area. We're really hoping that the community will come out to support all these young men. After all, if it's for Michigan and by Michigan, then all of these players are really from these communities. They're from a variety of different high schools. They're from a variety of different youth programs. They're from a variety of different colleges. Quite a few of those colleges are the Michigan colleges, the Michigan programs. So in some way, shape, or form, they're connecting to a lot of people that live and work in these communities, and we're hoping that those communities will come out and support us, because when you get that packed crowd and a super soccer knowledgeable crowd and that vibrant, passionate soccer crowd supporting your team, man, it creates such a cool experience for the people that are in the crowd, for the players that are in our team as they're playing. It really makes you want to play in a different way when you're playing in front of your home crowd and your friends and your family. And then, of course, hopefully a somewhat hostile atmosphere for the opposing team. And that's really cool too, because that's what you want to experience when you go away from home. And you want to have that experience as a player, to be in a place that doesn't really love you and isn't really all about you winning the game, right? Yep. It's different when you just go and it's just a neutral field and it's just some guys playing, versus actually really having an atmosphere. And if we can create that atmosphere, boy, that's great for the players on both teams. It's great for the coaching staffs in both teams. But really, it's great for the atmosphere for the players and the community, because then you have something that you're really looking forward to again and again, and we help grow the game. And that's what this is really all about, right? It's really, at the end of the day, about growing the game of soccer, growing the culture of soccer in our communities here in Michigan, which I know has a huge soccer passionate fan base. Yeah, I think another thing I'm really excited about is our obvious partnership with MSN for live streaming all of the home games and having a live broadcast. I think that just continues to add to the overall experience of what we're trying to bring as Union FC to the community, and also about, again, growing the game, right? It is a really different feel when you have live commentary and you have a live stream that's going out there to the world, so that when you have this passionate base there at the game and you can show that to the world and broadcast that to the world, when you have really good commentary about the game for both the home team and the opposing team, frankly, right? It builds the culture and it builds the entire experience. And I think, this is where USL as a league is trying to go. I think every top league, around the world tries to go in that direction at some point, right? And if we can bring that into this USL2 environment, it's wonderful for the players, because they get this stuff broadcast to the world about their playing experiences and what they can show of their skill sets. That might be the stepping stone to the next level for them. Maybe it's just a great way for their own current college coaches to see them play during the summer. In every way, shape, or form, having a live broadcast just makes the experience that much better for everyone involved, in the game at this level.